I'm looking for a Christmas tree, but the problem is they're really expensive.
$150 to $200.
The prices will be up 15 to 20%.
25% higher.
Nightmare before Christmas.
Costs rising every single year.
Over £100 for a tree like that. Although I'm in the UK, today I really want to focus on the biggest player. And for that, we need a map. So I'm gonna head back to the studio.
The United States. It's a $2 billion industry. The average Christmas tree takes at least 7 years to grow. So if you want to be a Christmas tree farmer in this multi-billion-dollar industry, you're either in or out.
So I've been looking into this.
Any water on fruit?
And yes, Christmas tree prices are rising year on year.
The logistics of planting trees in people's homes ready for December the 25th are insane. There is fierce competition from artificial trees, but Christmas tree farmers are also battling a bigger issue that's causing these prices to skyrocket.
And I think I figured out why it is.
At any given time, 350 million Christmas trees are grown in the US. These were planted by farmers, which brings me to the biggest misconception people have about Christmas trees. They think Christmas trees come from forests, but that's not really the case. These trees are cultivated for the sole purpose of being harvested for the holiday season.
They're just fulfilling their Christmas
Destiny.
Sure.
Yes.
This is what an independently run Christmas tree farm looks like.
And these farms could be family operated to private companies harvesting across thousands of acres. But when did all this begin? Christmas trees as a tradition started way back in the 1500s, but to make a business out of this, it started in 1901 by this man right here. W. McGillard in New Jersey had a 10-acre farmland that wouldn't grow anything, and he decided to gamble with Christmas trees. And 6 years later, it paid off. He started selling each tree for just $1. Today, that would be worth around $25 to $30. But think about that. A farm with 25,000 Norway spruce trees turned out to be a $2 billion industry in the US alone, with 15,000 farmers now doing that business and employing over 100,000 people. That's wild. All 50 states grow Christmas trees in the US today. Of these, the biggest players are Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Washington. But there are 2 states that dominate the Christmas tree market, and that's North Carolina and Oregon. Over the past decade, they've continued to be the leaders in the market with a 79% share in production. But there is a reason they continue to dominate in the market, and it's a reason we talk about a lot on this channel. They are blessed with the perfect combination of excellent geography and climate. On the West Coast, you've got the noble fir, which primarily grows in Washington and Oregon. And on the East Coast, you've got the Fraser fir, which primarily grows in North Carolina. These trees, once harvested, are sold to retail outlets and shipped to other states along their respective coasts. You gotta understand, before Christmas tree farms were a thing, people seeked out what was available in their region. This is why each variety is specific to each region. You've got pine and cedar in the south, Fraser firs on the east coast, and native balsam fir along the northeast. Scotch pine and spruce for the Great Lakes, and fir trees for the Rocky Mountains and west coast. Growing these trees is a ridiculously huge task. They can take anywhere from 4 to 15 years
To get to the full 6 or 7 feet, about another 7 to 8 years.
Okay, so the ideal Christmas tree takes 6 to 7 years to grow.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Never mind. Everybody wants to have a green one.
Growing them for that long is a hard task already, and add to that protecting them against extreme climate events, it's making it nearly impossible to survive as a Christmas tree farmer. The country's agricultural department found that between 2015 and 2020, land growing Christmas trees fell by 24%. Shortage of seeds is part of the problem, but the most important ones are dry summers and wildfires. This obviously ended up affecting Christmas tree sales, as total numbers of trees sold dropped by 27%. Meaning for every 100 Christmas trees that they sold in 2015,
They ended up only selling 73 by the end of that period.
this was evident when a farmer from Oregon faced his worst nightmare. A New York Times piece reported how he lost 250,000 trees across his 200-acre farm after a night of record-breaking heat waves. He essentially lost $100,000 overnight. And guess what happened the year after that? The average cost of trees from Oregon sold along the West Coast went from about $18 to $31. And this isn't specific to just the US. Canada, that exports 97% of its Christmas trees to the US, suffered huge losses. Planted acres were down by 16% over a 5-year period from 2011 because of late frost, hot and dry summers, and labor shortage. But the most devastating event of them all was the flooding in British Columbia, which put some tree farms underwater. We've done an in-depth piece on droughts in the United States that you should definitely check out after this video. I'll link it up here. And once you watch it, you'll really understand how it's all a domino effect that eventually leads to people spending more money year after year on the perfect Christmas tree. Because such extreme droughts and floods end up affecting the supply of trees in the market. So with increasing demands and decreasing supplies, costs have obviously gone up. But not everybody can afford them, so people are turning towards the industry's biggest rival: artificial trees. But the truth is, these Christmas tree farms do actually do more than just put a tree in your living room. They absorb carbon dioxide, help stabilize the soil, protect water supplies, and are even a home for different wildlife. But these trees also emit huge quantities of greenhouse gases when they end up in a landfill after the Christmas period. So it's worth looking into the best ways of recycling your tree after the festive period. But you do the math and let us know, because we're not going to get into the debate of which is better, real or fake trees. We will let you guys take that one on in the comments below. So is there going to be a Christmas tree shortage in the US? Well, it depends on which region you're in and where you're sourcing your tree from. Some of these farmers never recovered from the 2008 economic crisis, and the ones that did are struggling today. Does all this mean that the industry is at risk? Yes. Is it gonna go away? No, because people are continuing to seek out real Christmas trees and seem to still be willing to pay the extra bucks for them. I guess these trees get to fulfill their Christmas destiny after all.
Oh my God! Merry Christmas!
Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. We are taking a 2-week break off over the holidays, and we will be back on January the 12th with our first Japan episodes. I'm very excited. I'm sure you can't take me seriously with this hat on. But from all of us here at Faultline, happy holidays and happy new year.